This house is so important, especially today. Welcome to the third house. In this video, we're going to go over what the third house in astrology actually means. I spent days researching dozens of the most respected astrology books so I could give you an unbiased report. What we hear online isn't always what the ancient scriptures say. And then I spent many hours putting this together for you in a simple way that's easy to understand. So this is an authentic report of the third house in your birth chart. The specific family members you'll find in your third house include your brothers and sisters. Now, your entire family is found in your second house, but your third house in particular represents your siblings. It shows you how happy they are or not. It's how well they're doing. These are the people that grew in the same uterus as you did, and they share blood with you. And this is just the beginning as we explore the real meaning of the third house. Welcome to Astrology by 33, where ancient teachings are finally restored. It's an honor to have you here today. The mission here is to help you realize the great potential sleeping within you. This is about discovering the truth in astrology and weeding out the rest. So what is the third house in astrology? First of all, it's important to understand that third house energy comes from the constellation of Gemini, which we all know is an air sign. The air element exists in the unseen realms of mind and structure. This is where things exist without being able to see them or touch them, but we know they're there, like Wi-Fi, oxygen, and gravity, and we can measure the effects of these things so we know they're real. The power of the air in the third house has more of a direct impact on us compared to the other air signs. The third house rules over the natural tendency of your mind. It's the way you think and the mental process you use to figure things out. This includes your memory and ability to plan ahead. You can think of it like a computer in your head. It processes whatever you program it with. The highly respected scripture, Bhrigu Sutras, says the third house of astrology rules over your mental inclination. It's how fast you learn and understand things. The third house location in your horoscope is here. Just count 3 houses going counterclockwise from the top. 1, 2, 3. This is your third house in the North Indian chart. If you want your chart to look like this one, just type Vedic Astrology Calculator in your search engine and plug in your birthday on the site you choose. The houses are the same whether you do it like this or put a circle on top. The energy of this house gets better and better the older you get. So what does the third house mean in astrology? It rules over your courage. This is something that doesn't get talked about enough. In the ancient scriptures, it comes from the Sanskrit word virya. It's very similar to the English word virile. The third house represents potent qualities like strength, push, and energy. This is the house where heroes are made. We need to keep in mind that courage only exists in the face of danger. It's about taking action when things are difficult. We need to understand that courage is a divine quality, and the opposite is fear. Unfortunately, a large part of the world has fallen into the demonic quality of fear these past years. When we worry and get scared about everything, we become magnets to the dark. We have power to choose courage over fear no matter what our chart says. And when we rise above, our light extinguishes the dark. Courage activates your third house and balances it. We take our power back by disconnecting from sources that feed us negative energy. This is about overcoming anything that stands in the way of victory. The highest form of courage means no one gets hurt. When we use our mind instead of our animal instincts, we can reason with each other instead of fighting all the time. Love is the greatest weapon. The classic astrology text, Jaltika Perijalta, says the third house represents strength. When we step up and take action for what's right, we embody the third house meaning in astrology. Now, if your third house is empty with no planets, it will take on the pure energy of your third house zodiac sign. For example, if Leo is there, all of your third house things will absorb Leo energy. You could be like a warrior king and see what planets aspect your third house. That adds their energy on top of Leo, and it all gets mixed together. And look where the planet is that rules Leo, which is the sun. If it's in a friendly sign, for example, you could be full of courage and wealthy. The friendlier this sign, the better. What does the third house represent? It rules over your friends according to these 3 ancient scriptures. These are your close friends, the ones that are like a brother and sister. Now, your 11th house also rules over friends, but they're the kind you find in larger groups, like community events, organizations, or churches. In the 11th house, they're your friends, but not the kind you talk to about your bladder condition, you know what I mean? Third house friends are the ones you can let loose with. Before we get to some really cool stuff next, if you'd like to show your support for the many hours of love and hard work I put into this video, make sure to press the thumbs up button below. And thank you so much. Short journeys are located in the third house of your natal chart. These are the quick trips, like when you go to the post office or the grocery store. That's a third house thing. Each one of the 12 houses in your birth chart represents a part of your body. The third house body parts in astrology include your ears, in particular your right ear, according to Paldipika. It also rules over your neck, throat, your arms and hands, and includes your upper chest. Which house rules communication? Now, the ancient scripture links the Sanskrit word karana to the third house, which includes your ears, but it also means to listen and to hear. When we think about communication today, most people focus on the talking and giving side, but how much emphasis do we put on listening? We learn a lot more when we listen compared to when we talk. The second house is about the mouth and speech. That's the giving and sending portion of communication. But the third house is on the receiving end by taking the signal in through the ears and processing it in the mind. Anything that's audible is in the third house, which includes sound, tones, and any voice that travels through the air. These are details to keep in mind when we look at third house communication. The third house also rules over correspondence like letters and email. Anything that goes from point A to B can be thought of as a third house thing. It ties in with the energy of short journeys as we talked about earlier. Your mailman or lady is a classic example of a third house career. Any job where you drive to someone's house or place of business is found here, like a mobile notary. Professions that work with sound like audio engineering are also a third house thing. There are a billion different jobs here, but those are just a few ideas. Anything with computers or communications is here. An important part of the third house meaning includes the quality of firmness, according to Jataka Parijata. The pure energy of this house supports steadiness of mind and character. It makes the person very stable and not easy to push over. It's about being calm, composed, and patient no matter the circumstance. When we master the energy of this house, we're able to stay focused in the storm as we ignite courage. And we use wisdom to think before we act. Courage is the force that counteracts injustice and conquers fear. This is key if we want to understand the deeper meaning of the third house in astrology. Daring doesn't mean reckless, it's calculated fearlessness. When we live by this example, we help lift up those around us out of their fear and suffering. It only takes one drop to create a ripple. Be strong and courageous. Don't fear or be afraid of them, for the Lord your God is the one who goes with you. He will not fail you nor leave you. If you'd like to learn more about the driving energy of Gemini behind the third house, check out the link at the end of this video or in the description below. The Gemini video in particular goes much deeper into the stellar force behind the third house and what it really means. It's worth a watch if you want to know more. If you'd like more videos from this channel, make sure to subscribe below and visit astrologyby33.com for more.